Um, okay, let's figure how I'm going to do this. Um, Back up a little bit. Saw a hat hanging up on the wall that I've not worn in a long time. The hat band was all askew. It was covered in dust. Had spiders in it. So I took it down, cleaned it up, straightened the hat band, and I'm wearing it. I like hats. Mostly because they keep my old bald head from being blistered. What subject am I gonna broach today? Well, last night, sometimes I post things on Facebook late at night. It's kind of therapy. And last night I posted about a late friend of mine, Claude Williams, and I. We got recruited for a deal for an unnamed agency that we didn't want to do, and we didn't have any choice. Both of us were armed. But let me tell you something. You don't pull a gun on federal agents and expect to live through it, because the federal government is a whole lot bigger than we are. Anyway, I posted on Facebook, and I got up this morning and that post was gone. Now tell me that's a coincidence. I have Facebook messing with a lot of my stuff. But a person needs to understand something, and that is that Zuckerberg owns that. Anything you post on there is his property, not yours. You might not believe that, but that is true. You're supposed to read all the agreements and bylaws and all that when you sign up for Facebook. And I've got news for you. Even Messenger on Facebook, they go through. They have quote unquote fact checkers. I made the comment that my friend Claude and I lost a lot, and we did. I ran to Norman, Oklahoma. He ran down to Texas. I won't name the drug cartel that we were dealing with. And this was way back when I was in my late 20s. My first two sons had been born. I was working as a street cop, going to college, working in the oil field all at the same time. I did that for 8.5 years. What it did, it jump-started me to go on to more advanced degrees. But what has that got to do with anything? Well, I'm going to tell you what it has to do with it. Most people in the United States do not understand. They really and truly do not own anything. There are a few that do, and what I mean by that, a few that do, that are uber rich, like billionaires, and they have the means to have homes in other places. A few actually own private islands outside of the territorial United States, and so they're their own country. That would be nice, except for one thing. You have to have people for backup. Now, most of these rich guys and gals, they buy their loyalty. Well, money only goes so far. When you have someone that is mean as all get out, I think of Leona Helmsley. Paying taxes is for the little people. Well, she ended up in prison due to a lot of things she did that were dishonest. And there are other folks that are uber wealthy that are in the same situation right now. I don't care who you are. If you're within the continental confines of any country, if you're within the borders of any country, they have a lot more power than you do, whether you realize that or not. I've seen an awful lot in my old age, and I am old. Getting older every day, just like everyone else. I've watched fortunes be made. I've watched fortunes be lost. I've had really wealthy friends that overnight it seemed like they were on my level. They were broke. I'm not broke. Don't get me wrong. But I'm not wealthy by any stretch of the imagination. I do have several streams of income. I set it up like that. I had to. But never get so full of yourself that you think you're all that you're invincible, because no man is invincible. No man's an island. You're going to see more and more people going to the poorhouse, quote unquote. My wife and I, there's a place called King Buffet in Ardmore, Oklahoma, that used to be Panda Buffet, and my grandsons, Cheyenne and Ashton, just love that place. Love it to death. And so it's back in business, and the food is delicious, the wait staff is good. My wife and I went there, and I got to eat sushi, real sushi, not in real sashimi. Sashimi being raw fish, raw seafood. And I did that, and it was really, really good. I ate all the stuff that's not good for me, and I enjoyed every morsel of it. Let me get another sip. While we were there, I'm not going to say his whole name, but he's a young man that I've had a fondness for a long time. I've loved him for a long time. I'll just call him Chance. And I saw Chance there, and he's been a minister, a preacher. He's in training for it. And he was talking about a prayer group he belongs to on Thursday nights there in Ardmore, Oklahoma. Now let me apprise you of something. Ardmore is a really violent town. I'm always armed anyway, and I have to do that. It's mandated. I can't say by who, but it's mandated, and I'm always heeled. Always got a 6-shooter on me, or a 7-shooter, or a 9-shooter, depending on which one I'm carrying with me. But we were talking, and we talked quite a bit. I didn't mean to interrupt his meal, but my wife and I enjoyed chatting with him. And he told me something as I was leaving, and he said, you know, our prayer group, we feel like something big is headed our way. We don't know what it is. Well, there is something big, and I'm going to tell you right now, it's not going to be good. There are a lot of people that are going to be caught unawares by that which is headed straight for us. I'm not talking about natural disasters. I'm talking about man-made disasters. Most people do not understand one thing that is very, very true, and that one thing is this. Those that are in power want to retain that power, and they will do anything up to and including torture and murder to keep that power, because that's all that matters to them. You know, I have dealt with organized crime a lot in my life due to what I used to do for a living. And one of the things, just a second, folks, I got to put that receipt in here. Sorry about fidgeting. I just got in here and I'm trying to get a handle on everything that's going on in this office. But I'll give you myself as an example. There are those that are in the government that do not like me or people that I used to work with or people that I'm still affiliated with. They don't like us at all. And so they'll go out of their way to intimidate us. They'll go out of their way to try and scare us. They'll go out of their way to keep us under their thumb, so to speak. And it's not going to get any better. And coming out here into this little office of mine in the middle of nowhere on a small farm replete with sheep and children and oldsters and youngsters and friends that drop by and family and dogs and cats and squirrels, all the things that make it for a child to have a really good growing up, a really good childhood. We've got that here. But we're in the middle of nowhere. And I came in here today and I label all my flash drives. Linda found a bunch, and I went ahead and I had some secreted away out here. That's one of them. I won't say where they were in here, and you cannot use an RF meter to find them, but they found a couple and they wiped them. Now, how do you wipe something like that? You take a very strong magnet, I mean super magnet, and you set that thing down on it for a little bit and it kills the electronics. That happened to me. But being me and being the way I am, I have backup upon backup upon backup. Like I was explaining to a friend of mine and his mother at church Sunday, I have quadruplet of everything. I don't like being caught without the things that I have need of, regardless of what job it is I'm doing or anything else. So, they really did not do anything. They think they did. My brother asked, well, how did they get in without the dogs barking? It's called a sonic inverter. They have frequencies they can hit and use on animals and put those animals in a stupor or put them to sleep. Our government has had that capability for decades. All governments have. I'm hoping the fact checkers on here don't fact check me and wipe this video out. I've got one more strike and then I'm done for. But in essence, what I'm saying, we have some man-made events coming up. Hold that thought, I got to get another cup. We have some man-made events coming up that will be very scary. The closer we get to this election our nation's in, the scarier it's going to get for a lot of people. And then after the election, regardless which candidate wins, expect violence. Expect there to be a civil war. of some type. Now that might seem in excess to the extreme what I'm saying, but it is accurate, and most people that think and know, and most people that keep abreast of things that are happening, understand that which I'm saying. Here's the deal, folks, and I'll part with this. Do not go to the mainstream media to get your information, not even Fox, because they're all pundits. They're all the employees of other people that have a vested interest in keeping you ignorant. They really do. Because when a person is knowledgeable and they know the truth and they understand what reality consists of, it is hard to control that person. And the powers that be are finding that's more and more true all the time. Doesn't matter which nation you're in, you will have those in power try to subjugate you. America was founded on the principle that it was not a governing body but servants of the tax-paying public. We the people are the bosses. We the people are who are in charge of our nation. Just like the people, the folks in North Carolina, that the the sophisticated people look down on and call them ignorant hillbillies. Well, those ignorant hillbillies, all they want is for the government to get out of the way so they can go ahead and repair what they've got to repair. I'm going to give you an example of an outfit of some folks in Kentucky. And yes, Helene affected a whole bunch of folks on the East Coast in the Northeast United States. But the floods washed out a bridge, and the water receded and there was no bridge. Well, the United States government, especially the military, has portable, what I mean by portable, they can haul a bridge, a ready-made bridge, one place or another. It's hydraulic, it expands out, covers the expanse. Well, they didn't wait for the government to do something like that. They got two float trailers, two semi-trailers, flatbed trailers like you haul steel pipe on and logs and things like that. And from either side they backed them up, joined them together, and made a bridge across this creek, small river. That is the American spirit, folks. We are not stupid. And that is a thing that the powers that be seem to forget. This is the true information age. You can take this thing right here, and you've got more computing capability on that cell phone than they had on all the computers combined that they used for the moon landing, the first one. You want to know something? It's at your fingertips. You just have to discern which is factual and which is something someone made up. That is the gist of what I'm trying to say today. This will go on both channels. I want you to know that there is a God above, and He is watching us right now, and He is judging us. The scales are being applied. So do good, be kind, like the sign over my shoulder up there says. Try to be as kind as you can be to everybody and everything. Be civil and help others, because the judge of all is coming back. He truly is, and He is not far off in the future. But some bad things are going to happen first, and what you need to do is prepare yourself, your loved ones, and get ready for the rumble. Take on the day. Bye.